I grew up going to church. It was something that we just did. My whole family went to church my whole life.
When I was in middle school, I completely walked away from that and became an atheist and lived most of my adult life that way until I met Adam. And even when we got married, it was just slowly over time in the first few years of our marriage that I decided to give my life to Christ.
When we got married, we had talked about having kids, but we did the thing that I think a lot of people do. We said, well, about 3 years in, we'll start just trying.
And that wasn't working. It kind of seemed like maybe God had a different plan there.
There was nothing really standing in our way. There was no definitive thing that said you can't have kids. There's still not that definitive answer.
Denial and anger and sadness and resentment, and it was kind of, that would happen almost every month.
The day where I come home and Alyssa's laying on the bathroom floor just bawling her eyes out, like literally going through a grief process.
I realized that I needed to start praying differently. And instead of praying to become pregnant and to grow our family, I started praying that, God, if I'm not supposed to be pregnant, then take this desire away from me to be pregnant. You know, after a few months of praying that prayer, God did that, and I feel like that's a supernatural thing. Now, God didn't take away the desire for me to become a mom, and so at that point is when we started looking into other options.
We walked down the path of private adoption, door closed. Walk down the avenue of public adoption, door closed. Go down the path of infertility treatment, and that door shut. And we got into a point where we just kind of said, let's not do anything for a while because nothing's working. I was at work one day and a random phone call came into the office, and it was Mary from Casa de Esperanza asking if anyone would be interested in adopting a baby.
I got so excited about this phone call and what she was telling us about that, like, I missed, like, you have to foster. Like, none of our kids are free and clear for adoption at this agency.
You take a child into your home, you love them as your own, and you really don't know whether they're going to be with you next week or in a month or in a year. And the uncertainty was really weighing heavy on my heart, because as the man in our house, my first priority was to my wife. It was to protect her and protect her feelings. And I didn't really, like the idea of putting her through some great loss like that.
Yeah, so then we get the phone call about our kids.
And it wasn't one, it was two.
2 kids. You know, it changed everything. We had to relearn how to become married. There were several times throughout the year where it looked like they were gonna be leaving our home, and we kind of had to go to that place, that emotional place of that, and let ourselves start to go through some of that grief of losing them.
And by the time we hit December, my prayer was just, let us get to Christmas. I would love to have Christmas with the kids. And it was the day after Christmas when we got the news that we were going to be able to adopt Annie.
And then just recently we got the news that we're going to be able to adopt Austin as well. It still just feels, it's amazing. It's beautiful. I love, my favorite word in the world is mommy, you know.